Impact was. I like the last man standing match. That was really good.
Yeah, it was. But we all knew how that was going to end.
I don't really care about the Josh Matthews JB feud. Really, doesn't really do anything for me.
Can I tell you how it ends?
I know how it ends.
It ends.
I've seen the spoilers. I've read the spoilers.
JB wins.
Yeah,
JB's team wins.
Yeah, next week. Yeah.
Yeah, he wins, and that means Josh is gone.
Well, he's gone from the announce table. Yeah.
Well, I got a gut feeling he's on his way out of the company because it's kind of weird to have your wife working at the same company you are. Unless you are physically a wrestler, then I can understand it. Like Angelina Love and Davey Richards.
Yeah.
Or Eddie Edwards and his wife. That makes sense.
Look at Triple H and Stephanie. Stephanie doesn't really wrestle.
Yeah, she doesn't wrestle, but she did back in the day, though.
Yeah.
She is a former women's champion.
Yeah.
I do like the teams, though. Josh has the world
they're not
champ.
bad. Yeah. I'm surprised nobody picked EC3.
I was surprised on that, too, but because I thought EC3 would have been the first pick.
Yeah.
Either EC3 or Cody. Because Josh.
Well, Cody can't. Cody didn't work those tapings of the teams and the match, so he couldn't.
Well, yeah, but I'm just going off of what I've seen and how far Josh seems to be up Cody's ass.
Yeah.
And same thing with EC3. But
so we're getting a superstar shakeup this coming week on Raw and SmackDown.
I would not be surprised if New Day moves over to SmackDown.
The names I've read today, the names going to Raw are AJ Styles, The Miz, The Usos, Mojo, Bray Wyatt, Carmella, Alexa Bliss, and Ambrose.
So they're putting Carmella with,
Kaz.
Yeah.
The names.
I kind of thought that was going to happen.
Yeah, the names going to SmackDown Live are Kevin Owens, The Club, Charlotte, Sami Zayn, The New Day, and Braun Strowman.
Why would you move Braun Strowman over to SmackDown?
I have no idea.
That's a surprise because he's a cornerstone in a feud with Brock Lesnar.
Rollins is kind of a surprise to me.
I think Braun Strowman is the big surprise because.
I guess I want to move the mid titles around.
So
I'll leave Big E on Raw for a singles run.
Why not leave Kofi on Raw for a singles run? Kofi would make more sense because you can actually build around him.
Kofi and Woods are together.
Yeah. Well, I would rather have seen Woods and Big E, to be honest with you. I think they're the better team of the two.
But these names could change by Monday, so who knows?
Yeah, well, yeah, but from everything I've heard, the New Day is moving. That's the one. That's the one that's confirmed.
Gallows Anderson makes sense. That means they're gonna take the tag titles off the Usos if they move them to Raw.
Why not move Alpha? Alpha would make more sense. Put Alpha and the Revival on the same show.
And they're gonna split up Naomi with her husband.
Well, yeah, I could have seen that one coming.
I would imagine. Maurice goes to Raw with the Miz.
Yep, and Seth Rollins really isn't a surprise to me. I thought he was moving right away.
Bray Wyatt on Raw.
I actually like that. I really do.
Horrors match with Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt.
Oh yeah, but it means that we'll probably get Orton and Kevin Owens.
So they're putting Ambrose back on Raw with Reigns, but they're moving Rollins to SmackDown. No Shield reunion.
Well, originally, from what I've heard, that was supposed to be Roman.
Yeah, they changed their mind. They want to keep Reigns
Yeah.
on Raw.
Well, yeah, because of the feud with Lesnar. That's why. Originally, there wasn't supposed to be a feud with Lesnar, and they were going to move Roman to SmackDown, which I think would have been a good fit for him. But
I'm all for seeing Rollins.
I don't understand why you wouldn't separate Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Just because they want them to feud again?
They want to move the they want to move the mid card titles around, I guess.
So, well, yeah. Sammy kind of made it abundantly clear on Monday that he didn't want to move to SmackDown.
Yeah, so did AJ on SmackDown Live. He said he wanted to stay on SmackDown.
Well, I could have seen AJ moving regardless, just because number one, there's nothing left for AJ to do.
What the hell is AJ Styles gonna do on Raw?
Probably go after Lesnar. I wouldn't doubt.
That'd be interesting.
That would be a good match.
We have Kurt Angle as the new GGM.
That was no surprise.
Well, yeah, that was cool. The Revival's on Raw.
Yep, that was cool.
Yeah. The Hardys beat the Club.
Yep.
It
means that they're putting the club back together.
Matt Hardy's a lot more broken on Twitter yesterday into today.
Yeah, and it does not sound like WWE is actually helping with the lawsuit.
They are.
No, they aren't.
They are.
I saw an article before we went live from Ringside News that says they are not.
I read one that said that they are helping, so I don't know.
Yeah. Well, he's just, I hate to say it, Ringside News isn't really reliable. They just aren't.
Hello? No, he's at work. So we're going to get Neville and Aries again for the Cruiserweight title.
That didn't surprise me at all.
Hopefully they give Aries the title this time. It'll probably be at Payback, I would imagine.
Yeah, it'll be a Payback.
Yeah, how are they going to do KO and Jericho at Payback if KO is going to SmackDown? Unless they keep the match going, then they
because I don't think the shakeups are gonna start till after Payback.
Yeah.
Minus maybe AJ going over to SmackDown. I mean, coming over to Raw.
Yeah.
Because AJ really doesn't have anything to do on SmackDown.
Yeah. Besides the WWE title match, he's owed. He never got. But other than that,
that's gonna end up becoming a universal title opportunity.
Owens is owed a rematch for the universal title whenever he wants it. Balor is owed a rematch for the universal title.
Yeah, Owens is gonna turn over to a shot at the WWE World Title.
Owens and Orton would be not bad. Could be interesting.
that wouldn't be a bad feud. Owens and Seth Rollins wouldn't be a bad feud.
Nakamura and Rollins. Oh, that'd be awesome.
But we won't be able to see the match that everybody wants to see, and that's AJ and Nakamura.
I know. They keep.
But maybe at a pay-per-view later in the year, we'll be able to see AJ and Samoa Joe.
Yeah.
Because I think they're turning the club babyface.
I believe AJ Styles is a babyface now, but that's what happened on SmackDown.
Well, they really haven't specified if he's babyface or heel.
And if he goes to Raw, they're gonna need more baby faces. Go SmackDown. They're gonna need somebody to replace Rollins as the top baby face, and you got AJ who can do that.
That's gonna be
Balor too.
AJ's gonna be the secondary baby face on Raw.
Balor too.
Balor's gonna be the top baby face.
Reigns, of course.
Well, Reigns is kind of a confusing thing because they're kind of booking him as the top heel and the top babyface at the same time.
The heat he got on Raw was unbelievable. Oh my god, the chance he got.
Fuck you, Roman. Shut the fuck up.
That asshole. It was.
11 minutes.
Never seen anything like that.
After a 5-minute chant for The Undertaker.
Yeah.
But you pretty much knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, there were a delete chants. There was everything you could think of. It was just nuts. I don't think it gave Roman the rub that we thought it would be by him beating The Undertaker.
Well, it didn't. In my opinion, Undertaker losing at Mania would have meant more if it was the streak.
Yeah.
Because that would have given Roman the rub that he needed. But
yeah,
all I got to say is fuck Lesnar. And that wasn't even supposed to happen.
I'm hoping to God that Lesnar doesn't keep the title for a whole fucking year.
He's not. What they're probably going to do is somebody splitting the title.
I heard at the Extreme Rules a pay-per-view. That was his next match.
I thought so Extreme Rules is in June.
Yeah, Raw has Money in the Bank in June.
Oh.
I mean, SmackDown has Money in the Bank in June.
Wow. Well, originally, Money in the Bank was supposed to be a joint pay-per-view. Originally. That's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah, but it's a SmackDown pay-per-view.
Which means they're going to have to do...
Backlash
today. Okay.
Huh?
SmackDown was okay, in my opinion.
Yeah. We get the Naomi Alexa Bliss rematch.
I can't believe they aren't moving around any of the women.
They're moving Alexa to Raw and Charlotte to SmackDown. That's about it.
I thought
Carmella.
So, is that why we got the blow up between Nia and Charlotte on Monday?
Maybe. I don't know. They don't see. It seems that they don't have any plans for Nia Jax right now.
Why not move Nia over to SmackDown?
I don't know.
Instead of Charlotte, move Nia, because Nia really has nothing on Raw. She's gone through everybody minus Charlotte.
Yeah.
And I want to see a Charlotte babyface turn. I really do.
Charlotte goes to SmackDown. She's going to be the top heel on SmackDown. Because they're gonna need a top heel on SmackDown.
Yeah. Yeah, because the babyface thing is really congested.
Yeah.
Because
you got Becky Lynch. baby. Naomi has baby faces on SmackDown. You're gonna need a top heel on SmackDown.
Mickey, I'd actually turn
Unless
Becky.
they want to
Becky
do
heel.
Becky Lynch heel turn, but they haven't even hinted at it whatsoever.
Why
Becky
won't they
said,
move Sasha to SmackDown?
huh?
Sasha wants to go to SmackDown. Charlotte doesn't.
They want to do Sasha versus Bailey. So
I think they're doing Emma versus Bailey next. They kind of made it abundantly clear on Raw.
they don't want to
kind of
rush
made that abundantly clear.
They don't want to rush the Sasha Bailey thing, so they're trying to.
What are they going to do with Dana?
Who knows?
I would turn Dana back heel.
Who knows?
Because Dana as a babyface does not work. She cannot
Yeah.
She cannot play babyface.
I know she comes off as a heel.
And I'd put her back with Emma.
You could, yeah.
Because they do have a history and they never
Dana
really got a
and
blow
Emma.
up.
You have Dana and Emma battle Bailey and Charlotte. Bailey and Sasha. Heels. Closer to SummerSlam.
Bailey heel. She's the biggest babyface in the company.
Who?
Bailey.
Yeah. You turn Sasha heel and Bailey. Closer to SummerSlam.
Okay, then would you turn Emma babyface?
No, I love heel Emma.
I do too, but whenever somebody turns heel, there's got to be a babyface counter.
Well, depends what they do with
Oh
Alexa
God!
Bliss.
Please tell me it's not going to be Nia.
Depends what they do with Alexa Bliss.
Alexa Bliss has to stay heel. Her character makes the most sense as a heel. But God Almighty, please don't let it be Nia.
I don't think they have any plans for friggin' Nia Jax. I've got to be honest.
Then send her back to NXT. They need women. Fuck. Well, they did bring two back at the taping on Wednesday.
Yeah, they have a new logo and everything for NXT.
So that's why they brought the new titles in.
Yeah.
And it had nothing to do with Paige because
No, it didn't. That was in the works. They had the old titles since the beginning. So.
Well, actually, no. The women's title had changed before.
Yeah.
So this is the third iteration of the women's title.
Yeah.
I actually would have kept the tag team titles the same, to be completely honest with you. I liked the design of the tag team titles.
I like the new tag title belts better.
I don't. Because the problem is that the silver that they used for at least it came off, the way it came off on Saturday is that the silver that they used was almost as dark as the strap. That's at least how it came off.
And we had Nakamura and Ty Thunder debut on SmackDown, so they're going to be on SmackDown. I read that the Drifter.
It sounds like they're bringing up two more people.
Drifter's going to debut next week.
The Drifter and Almas.
Yeah. We don't need a Drifter for God's sakes.
Well, I think they kind of made it obvious on Impact on NXT this week that the Drifter's coming up.
Yeah. God.
But they need jobbers on the main roster. They really do. Because now with Gotch gone, but
they don't have any jobbers left down in NXT to put the top guys over. They're all going to be on the main roster.
They will be bringing guys. Well, they have Oni Lorcan.
Yeah.
And they'll be bringing guys up that do the traveling around Florida.
And McIntyre wrestled 2 matches at the tapings last night.
Yeah, I actually like his new music, even though it's very generic. It's not as good as his old one, but I don't know if WWE still owns the John Johnston music.
Yeah, he's a finisher in NXT. The of the kick, of the Claymore kick.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me because, well, he was using the Future Shock DDT as more of a secondary move in TNA.
Yeah,
It's kind of like AJ with the Styles Clash.
Yeah.
Which should be his finisher because it always ends matches.
Yeah.
Not that stupid phenomenal forearm, which never ends matches at all.
That move always ends, man. That's been his finisher. He's beating a lot of people with.
Well, no, he hasn't, because every time that I've seen him hit that move to finish a match, it always ends up in a kickout.
He's beating Cena with a forearm. He's beating Jericho with it. He's beating Shane with it.
Well, yeah, but he's only beaten 3 people. He didn't beat Orton with it. He didn't beat. Well, he hasn't faced Orton.
Well, yeah, he did, but he lost. But yeah.
Yeah, but the phenomenal forearm wouldn't have ended that match. They would have had to go to the well with the Styles Clash. But I think the WWE's thought with the Styles Clash is that, number one, it is a dangerous move. A lot of the people on the roster don't know how to fucking take it. And the way you're supposed to take it is you're not supposed to tuck your chin.
Yeah.
Because if you tuck your chin on a Styles Clash, because you're taking a face bump, you're going to break your neck.
Yeah.
That's what happened to that guy in the UK.
Yeah.
That's what happened to what's his face from that used to work for WWE.
Yeah.
And
something Yoshi or something. I don't remember.
Yeah. Yoshitatsu.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there was one other guy in the U.S. that broke his neck because of the Styles Clash. Because the guys don't know how to take it. And have you seen that Styles Clash moonsault?
That what?
It happened in CZW. Somebody hit a Styles Clash and turned it into a moonsault.
Huh.
I saw it. It was really cool. It was one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Did you see who Rude's next feud is with?
Yeah, I know.
Hideo Itami.
Yeah, it makes sense. That's going to be the feud going into the Chicago Takeover.
Yeah. I'd imagine you'd build up McIntyre for the Brooklyn Takeover.
Yeah, and that's where and that's where Rude loses the belt. And then Rude gets his rematch in San Antonio.
Takeover in the Saturday before Survivor Series, wherever it's going to be.
Oh, I think it's in Texas again. I think it's in Houston.
I think it is. I'm surprised they're doing a takeover in May. Saturday before Backlash, which is
no, it's not before
Yeah, it is. It's May 20th. Backlash was May 21st. It's the Saturday before Backlash.
Probably because it's Chicago, and Chicago's always been a good area for them. That's probably what it is. And it's also because they know that they can sell out the the Allstate Arena.
Yeah.
Because that's one of the only arenas that they legitimately sell out every time they go. They sell out Staples Center, and it's a legit one. They sell out Madison Square Garden. They sell out the one in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Every time they go, and they sell out Allstate. Because I know for a fact, and just so you know, that attendance that attendance number, I don't know this as a fact. Well, I actually know this as a fact, but I don't know what the real number is. But the attendance number for WrestleMania was fabricated. It's fake. They always bullshit that attendance. The one that they announce at the show is always fabricated. It's always fake.
I don't know. I've not seen any other. I've not seen any other numbers.
I know that for a fact because they lied about 101,000 last year.
That I've seen so many different stories about that. It's not even funny. So I don't know what's true and what's not.
The true figure for last year was about a little under 85,000. That was the real figure. Because they always tarp out. They always, when they do these big stadium shows, they always tarp off a bunch of seats. And I know that for a fact. It didn't look like they did it this year, but also what makes that attendance number kind of hard to believe is the total attendance number from last time was 71,000 or something, and they actually changed the configuration of the stadium.
Yeah.
So
the Hardy's pop was huge.
I know, but going back to that, they actually made the stadium smaller, seat-wise. It went down from whatever the capacity was to I think 65,000 or something.
I don't know.
If I remember hearing correctly.
I don't know.
That's it. I can actually look that up for.
I've not seen anything on any other numbers whatsoever. Anyway.
Well, that won't come out for a couple of weeks, but if you actually look up the Camping World Stadium on Wikipedia and see what it seats, it's actually less than what it's seated last time.
We set it up and
they actually when they ran it last time, it sat 70-some thousand. Capacity of Camping World Stadium is.
Weren't they in the Citrus Bowl last time?
Yeah, the Citrus Bowl last time was like 75,000, I think it was. I'm Googling it right now. It's 65,000. Yeah, there's no way that number that they announced at Mania is true. Because I just looked it up and I was right. The capacity of the Citrus Bowl, which is now the Camping World Stadium, is 65,000. I actually just looked it up.
Or do we add seats do we add seats onto the?
Well, yeah, but
do that.
Even with you gotta think of it, the capacity for WrestleMania was actually closer to 58,000, just because of how big the ramp was, how big the stage was, and how long the ramp was.
That fucking ramp.
You got to take seats out of there too. So it was probably about 20,000, maybe 16,000 less than what they announced, because it's about somewhere around there, because the actual capacity of the stadium is 65,000 people. So there's technically no way with how long the ramp was and how big the stage was that they could have that amount of people. That they could have 73,000, or it was 72. Hold on. I'm looking up WrestleMania right now to see what the attendance actually was. Because it'll say it on the listing on the Wikipedia.
That was weird. Jeez.
What?
My Google Hangout just crashed. I had to rejoin and everything. That's fucking weird.
Wow. Hold on.
Now there's two of me. That's cool.
They announced 75 to 45, and there's no way that could even be real. Because last time it was only 73. Hold on, I can tell you what it was last time. It was 74,000 when they ran it in 2008. It was 74,635. There's no way, with the fact that the seats are less now, that there's less seats in that stadium now, that they could have drawn over 1,000 more fans, or almost 800 more fans. No, 600 more fans. There's just no way. With the fact that when they ran it the last time, the capacity was actually bigger. So that just tells me that they super inflated the attendance. Because even the guys on F4 W Online say that's bullshit. That there's no way that they could have drawn 75,245. There's just no way. And it's just because of the fact that they it's just because of the fact that they drew 74,000 the last 74,006. They drew 74,000 when they were there 9 years ago. They drew 74,635, which is actually a true statement. That's one word where they didn't lie, because they actually lied. If you actually look up the attendance for WrestleMania 3, that 93,000 number that they announced, I'm just talking paid. It was like 85,000. That we know is a fact because it's actually been reported. And we know last year was near like 90,000 paid. It wasn't comped. Or 11,000 or whatever it was. It was like 90,000. So it was actually below, it was above what the draw for WrestleMania 3 was. But it wasn't above the number that they reported. And if you listen to what's his Bruce Pritchard, he says everything that Dave Meltzer says is bullshit because he actually was the one that did the accounting for WWE, and he says that that's actually a true number. No, it isn't, because it's actually, if you pull up the attendance for the Silverdome, you'll actually see that that's full of shit.
They said the Silverdome number was
93,000. I can look because I've got
they said that number was inflated as well, but there's no proof to that.
Yeah. It was super inflated to the point where
proof of that number. It was I don't know. It happened so long ago, so you really couldn't.
If you actually pull up the attendance records for the Silverdome, which I actually have done, which I can actually do right now, and I can tell you what the legitimate one was. Actually, the Silverdome actually reports okay, when the NBA All-Star game in 2010 was at Cowboy Stadium, do you want to know what the what the attendance record was for that?
They're at Cowboy Stadium. It's a football stadium.
At Cowboy Stadium, no, at the original Cowboy Stadium. Do you want to know what the attendance record was? 108,713. And that was set at the NBA All-Star game. Because I'm actually looking at the Wikipedia for the Silverdome right now.
Yeah, Wikipedia.
And they actually report the WrestleMania attendance as being 93,173. Which I actually don't believe. I think WWE made them say that. Because I know for a fact that the University of Michigan's football stadium holds 110,000.
Ooh, it's a big thanks to SmackDown.
Yeah, but I know that for a fact. So I know what they're saying is. Well, maybe for indoor, yeah, but for overall, the record is held by the big game between Michigan and Ohio State. I know that for a fact. And that sets a new record every year.
There's also talk of keeping AJ on SmackDown.
What?
There's also talk of keeping AJ Styles on
Wow.
They want to reunite AJ Styles with Anderson and Gallows.
Maybe they move Anderson and Gallows to SmackDown. That would be
That's what they're
interesting.
talking about. Yeah, I would. It's a big
Because
push to have
I got a gut
the
feeling
bank.
at some point they're going to re-put together the Wyatt family.
Big push to move Sasha Banks to SmackDown. 2 days.
That's where she wants to go. She's actually stated that in interviews. That's where she wants to go.
Interesting to see where they go. This is from PW.
Okay,
.com.
PW Insider, PW Insider, is that Wade Keller?
Huh?
Is that Wade Keller?
What?
PW Insider.
No, it's Mike Johnson.
Okay, yeah, I respect Mike Johnson. I'd actually believe what he says. Him or Dave Meltzer are the two that are the most reputable. Wade Keller's a piece of shit. That's just what I've heard. I heard he writes lies and shit, so.
Should be an interesting week on SmackDown and Raw.
Yeah, it
Raw
will
and
be.
SmackDown.
It'll be really interesting what they do.
I think we'll see the Broken Hardys in fairly soon.
I don't think we'll see it anytime soon.
Matt Hardy is quite broken on Twitter again.
Well, yeah, but I don't know if WWE is going to allow them to use it until it goes fully through the courts.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which could take a while. Unless freaking the company that owns Impact sits on their sword, and I don't think they're going to do that.
Well, TNA has been using a WWE trademark with Jeff Hardy and when he was in Impact Wrestling, the Charismatic Enigma. That's trademarked by WWE, and Impact Wrestling has been using it. So WWE can use that against Impact Wrestling.
Well, yeah, well, WWE actually never used that trademark, if I remember correctly.
No, they called Jeff Hardy that before in WWE.
But I don't think that WWE owned the trademark, though.
That's what I read that they do.
Oh. Then TNA must have bought it from him or something. Or they sold it to Jeff, which they could have done that too. And that's why Jeff was able to use it in TNA.
Or TNA is just that stupid. Who knows? I don't know.
Duh. We kind of know that because it isn't the first time TNA has been sued.
Oh, excuse me.
But Have we heard of any more people coming back?
Not that I.
Mainly Shelton Benjamin, because I know he's
Yeah.
freaking cleared. And I know WWE needs the help.
I would imagine Benjamin would be back sometime soon. He's cleared, so.
Well, yeah. It's just surprising me that they haven't brought him back yet.
They might wait for the superstar shakeup.
They would have. I think they would have brought him back at WrestleMania. I think he was supposed to come back in the Battle Royal.
Don't waste him in the Battle Royal.
I think he was supposed to, because I wouldn't have bothered. It wouldn't have bothered me if they would have brought back, Balor in the Battle Royal just to get his entrance on WrestleMania.
That Battle Royal is so badly booked, it's not even funny.
Oh yeah, it was, but they all are. And why did Mojo have to win?
No idea. Because of Ron Gronkowski.
Oh yeah, but you still could have. Well, at least it wasn't. Freaking Royd had Jinder. At least it wasn't Jinder Mahal, who looks like he's on freaking roids.
They wanted the media press from Ron Gronkowski getting in.
Yeah.
Which the Patriots approved.
Yep. But they also
got
they actually got mainstream publicity for the John Cena Nikki Bella engagement and for Taker retiring. So they got they got enough mainstream pub for WrestleMania, more than they probably should have got.
Plus, all the media's talking about the WWE with AJ Lee on all of her interviews she's doing, so they're getting more press for that too. So they're getting tons of press.
Yeah,
every which way direction.
At least we didn't see much of Tasha on WrestleMania. God, she's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh God. She had another great interview on SmackDown this week with.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. With Mojo. That was bad.
Where Mojo made her look like a fool.
Yeah. What? Why did they use the street fight situation with Baron Corbin and Ambrose at WrestleMania, but instead they use it on SmackDown? What?
Well, because I think after they had moved the women's match to the main card, I think they had always planned on having Ambrose and Corbin on the pre-show, and that's why they didn't give it a stipulation.
They had to replace some match with the women's match being put back on the main card.
Well,
which didn't get much time at all on the main card. It's a big clusterfuck on the main card. The women's SmackDown match.
Well, do you think Dean Ambrose and Corbin would have been a better match on the main card?
They got more time on the pre-show than they would have on the main card.
Yeah. So I think putting them on the main and I think there would have been more uproar if they would have kept the card the way that it was and had Ambrose and Corbin on the main card.
Did you see that WWE released Simon Gotch?
That doesn't surprise me. They've always wanted to push.
They can have a new vaudevillains with English and Gallagher.
No, they aren't going to do that because it sounds like they're going to. You remember the Aiden English gimmick that he had before the Vaudevillains, where he was the singer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they're gonna do.
No, because
And
they're
the thing about Aiden English, because he is part of the Guerrero family, he will never lose his job.
gonna have the friggin' Drifter with this friggin' singing gimmick on the main roster. So I don't think English is gonna do that.
Well, yeah, but did you hear what I said about Aiden English?
Yeah.
He will never be fired or released unless he asks for it because he's Sol Guerrero's husband.
Ronald might be done with WWE tomorrow.
Why haven't they brought back Vicky?
She probably doesn't want to come back right now. She's doing other stuff.
Well, they did bring her back last year when they were going through the GM thing.
Yeah.
And she ran Raw for one night.
I don't think she wants to be traveling.
I did pop really hard for Teddy on Monday, though.
I don't think Vicky wants to travel on the road full time.
Who's going to be the SmackDown GM after Daniel Bryan leaves?
Well, there's been no really, and that he is gonna leave, but you think he would?
He is leaving because Brie is due very soon, and he's actually stated this in interviews that he is going to leave for a little bit, and
yeah.
I wonder how long Stephanie's going to be gone.
I don't know.
I hope it's till SummerSlam. I freaking hope that we don't have to have her emasculating people till after SummerSlam.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's pregnant again. I just wonder.
She went to a table. I doubt it.
I know, but if she's not too far along, she could still do that, and it could have been the way to write her off TV.
I don't know how long she's gonna be.
She could have been a couple weeks along, because her behavior has kind of been erratic lately.
That would be about.
Well, it could be the writing, but I think Stephanie has the right to refuse anything that's written for her.
Yeah, of course she does.
I know Triple H has that right. Taker had that right. John Cena has that right. I think Orton has that right. I know Paul Heyman has that right for a fact. That's a fact because he writes all of his own promos and stuff. And he's actually stated that on podcasts, that he writes all of his own promos. I think Punk had that right too before he left.
I don't think Punk did.
I don't think he had that. I don't think he had his. But I did hear stories that he would throw away the scripts that were written for him. He actually stated that on Colt Cabana's podcast, that anytime that WWE would give him a script, he'd throw it away. Especially when it was with Heyman, because Heyman was writing his promos.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe Punk hasn't started his own wrestling promotion.
He doesn't want anything to do with wrestling right now. He's trying to get back in another fight for UFC.
Yeah, but after his UFC, well, if UFC doesn't give him the fight, he'll end up in Bellator.
Yeah.
But after he gets one more fight, I think he's going to have to do something in wrestling. And I think he should start his own promotion. I really do. He knows how to write the show. He knows how to direct the show because he was helping Paul Heyman to do that in OVW. So he knows how to do everything. It would just make sense. And there can't be too many indie shows. There just can't be. Because these indie guys need more shows to work because they're working once or twice a week. Back in the day, they used to work every day. Back in the 80s.
Anytime they rest their bodies.
And twice on Sundays. They used to work every day and a double shot on Sundays. I hate to say it. There's been more serious injuries nowadays than there was back in the day.
Yeah.
Especially in WWE. But it's because of their Olympic weightlifting thing that they do. Ever since they started that weightlifting thing, there's been a lot more injuries. There's been a lot more shoulder injuries. There's been a lot more.
I just think they're working in much more of a physical side. They're just doing such more crazier moves and moves these days than they were before.
Actually, if you look at it, if you actually go back and actually look at it, the luchadors back in the 90s got hurt less than the guys today. With less serious injuries, and there's actually more luchadors today that are still alive that worked in the 90s than wrestlers that worked in the 90s.
I just slept with my best friend's ex-girlfriend.
And that's a fact.
Here's the deal, Paul. The second Mikey touched the ground, this never happened. Okay. Wait. Stay there.
No, I don't think there's actually much more to talk about.
No, there isn't.
Well, let's end then.